Will the PlayStation Portal work on vacation, or is taking the Portal away from home going to be a big mistake? To find out, I took my Portal with me on holiday to see if I could play my favourite PlayStation games while being far away from home. To keep my Portal safe, I had it housed in its plastic hard shell, and then I put it in its carry case so it would arrive in one piece. So once I arrived at the hotel, I fired up my Portal and went about connecting it to the hotel Wi-Fi, which honestly was a breeze and only took a few seconds to get up and running. The hotel's Wi-Fi was running at 8.2 megabytes download and 6.7 megabytes upload when I was setting up to play my first batch of games according to my speed test. The first game I wanted to jump in and try was everyone's favourite little robot platformer, Astro's Playroom, as this would allow me to find out how a nice relaxed game would run on the hotel Wi-Fi, where the game is not super fast paced on screen action where it may struggle. But I was pleasantly surprised with how well it looked and was playing, as there was very few noticeable frame drops or lag to interfere with the gaming fun. This whetted my appetite for more, and I decided to download the trial of Cyberpunk 2077 to my PlayStation 5 so I can give it a whirl on the Portal. While Cyberpunk was downloading, I decided to go outside the room to the landing to see how the Portal performed on Wi-Fi outside, and unfortunately this was a step too far, as it kept disconnecting from the hotel's Wi-Fi signal, which just wasn't strong enough. This made me want to test out the Portal outside more using my mobile as a Wi-Fi hotspot, but we will get to that later in the video. So back inside I went and the Portal reconnected to my PlayStation. Now I decided to try something a bit more fast paced that also lends itself really well to the small screen size of the Portal, which is one of my favourite PlayStation games, Resogun. And again, surprisingly, it ran like a dream, and I lay on the bed playing this for ages. I really can't stress enough how cool it feels to be able to play any of your PlayStation games on this little device away from home. Next up was a more relaxing round of golf on Everybody's Golf, which is an absolute joy to play on the Portal, as it's super chilled, super fun, and really pops on this lovely LCD screen. After I was done my round of golf, I thought you guys and gals would want to see some really fast-paced games running on the hotel Wi-Fi to see how the Portal held up, which meant it was the perfect time for some Wipeout. Now, I loved Wipeout 2097 back in the day on the original PlayStation, so I was excited to see how Wipeout would feel on the Portal. I jumped into the race, and other than my shocking driving, the Portal was again streaming this game absolutely fine via remote play on the hotel Wi-Fi. I genuinely didn't expect to be able to play a really fast game like this and have such a smooth, fun, problem-free experience. Just out of curiosity, I ran the speed test again, and it hit 8.9 megabytes download speed and 12.5 megabytes upload, which should give you an idea of what performance you could get with similar Wi-Fi speeds. Now, Cyberpunk 2077 had finished downloading. I decided to jump into Night City and see what was going on. But this is where things didn't go so well. I went back over to the sofa where I was earlier, and the Portal just kept disconnecting, which was very strange. So I decided to run another internet speed test, and the speed on the hotel Wi-Fi had dropped down to 5.3 megabytes download and 3.9 megabytes upload. This made me really wonder if Sony's recommended minimum required download speed of 5 megabytes per second would really be enough to run the PlayStation Portal. Based on what I'm seeing here, I'd suggest 5 megabytes download speed would not be enough. Ideally, you would want 10 megabytes download at the absolute minimum, I think. With the Wi-Fi freaking out and me not wanting to move from the sofa, I thought I'd give the Portal a go connecting to my mobile phone, which would use its 4G connection as a wireless hotspot. I gave a quick speed test and the 4G speeds came back at 90.1 megabyte download and 9.7 megabytes upload, which should be ideal for playing games on the Portal. And no surprises, it was. The Portal was running flawlessly on my mobile phone's 4G signal. Night City looked gorgeous on the Portal screen, which when using indoors just looks fantastic. But we will see how it handles being outside later on in the video. Seriously, if you're not a total performance snob or are more of a casual gamer and your internet is fast enough or have an unlimited mobile data plan, this is a really enjoyable gaming experience. But what about playing outside further afield? Well, that will be tested tomorrow after the ultimate test tonight, which is playing a fast-paced multiplayer game like Call of Duty on the Portal. What would happen? Let's find out. Naturally, I jumped into my favourite map of all time, Nuketown, and off we went. Now, this was totally playable on the Portal using my 4G mobile signal, but I'd recommend this only for casual fun, not for die-hard competitive gamers. Otherwise, you will end up throwing your Portal out a window, as you will be at a disadvantage to someone playing on their PlayStation 5 console. Especially if they're connected via an Ethernet cable, for example, as your game is being beamed across the internet to you from your PlayStation 5 and back again, which obviously creates a slight delay. Where the Portal clearly shines is with single player or games where fast Twitch reactions are not essential, so keep this in mind when deciding if the Portal is right for you or not. Think of the Portal as better for chilling in Grand Theft Auto instead of battling it out in Call of Duty multiplayer. Now it's time for bed before tomorrow's big test outdoors. It was a refreshing cold winter's day outside in beautiful Scotland, so there's nothing better than to enjoy the outdoors by playing some PlayStation games on the Portal. A nice touch was the Portal remembered my mobile phone hotspot and connected right away, so I could get into Astro's Playroom right away with no messing about. The game was running perfectly via my 4G mobile signal, and thankfully with the game being a very bright game, I could see it well enough on the LCD screen outdoors. The screen, as I said earlier, looks fantastic indoors, but I could see it struggling outside in bright environments. Maybe someone needs to make a sunshade for the PlayStation Portal next. I decided to try Call of Duty again, but zombies this time, and gameplay wise it worked great. I was slaying zombies in the outdoors. It was absolutely awesome, but not perfect. As this is a darker game, unlike Astro, which is very bright, the screen wasn't the easiest to see when the sun was shining bright. But it still wasn't bad, and I enjoyed eliminating any zombies that crossed my path. This made me wonder how much fun it could be playing zombies with a squad of friends anywhere in the world with the Portal. That would be absolutely epic. So after all this testing and playing games on the Portal on vacation, it actually was a big mistake after all. The big mistake was that I ended up playing the Portal on vacation way more than I expected, and possibly more than my wife expected too. So keep that in mind if you're taking your Portal on vacation with your other half. Now, if you're taking your Portal outside, I strongly recommend you get some good accessories to protect your device, which you can find out about in this next video.